Hello everyone, it's been a while, and a big reason it has been a while is that I have had a hard time deciding how to make this series of videos. I was thinking before of making a video for just players and a video for just GMs. But apart from needing to repeat stuff, it was getting very long. I thought I should add a third video to show what good prep you can do to get ready for using Roll20. And it still ended up too long. So instead, I will separate this into different tools you can use to make Roll20 work better for you. Now that being said, I will skip some things because in my video about various online tools, I already mentioned a lot of what made Roll20 useful without using too many tools. I already covered dice and fog of war tools, for example. And honestly, if that was all you needed, you don't need Roll20 for that. Tabletop Simulator gives you dice, a table, and figures. Fantasy Grounds gives you a lot of the same tools. In fact, if all you want is to make TRPGs work online, the tools you need are 1. A Discord server, or other kind of group chat. 2. Dice rolling apps, or dice. 3. Photoshop or MS Paint on a shared screen, or a camera looking down at a map on a table. That is all. Heck, not even all of this, since some games don't use dice and you honestly don't need maps to play. Seriously, people figured out board games by mail hundreds of years ago. Online games with shared graphics just make it faster and easier. That's the part these videos focus on. Faster, easier, better. So we will talk about character sheets, tokens and maps, macros and chat tools, things like that. This first video, let's discuss character sheets. Why character sheets? Well, first, so you and your players all know the character's abilities. Second, to make rolling easier. I'll explain later, but first, let's make them. The first place character sheets come up is when you start a new game. Part of starting a game is choosing a system and an associated character sheet. There are a huge number of character sheets, and I have neither the time nor the energy to show you for all of them, so I will just show you for a couple. First, in our main server for the Roll20 sheet, then in a different server for the shaped sheet. Okay, while we are here in our main server, let's start with the easiest, NPC sheets. You can see I have one mocked up for a goblin already, but for the starter set, we will need some hobgoblins too. Let's add a character and name it Hobgoblin. Don't worry about anything else here, we'll go into it later. We will save it, then go to the character sheet section and select Create an NPC. From here, you could enter everything manually, but here's a trick to make it go faster. We go to the compendium, search for Hobgoblin, then we can drag it onto our character sheet we are editing, and you can see all the information here. Now that covers NPCs, pretty easy. Let's move on to player characters. First off, only a game master, or DM, can create a character. But with a little change, both players and game masters can create and edit their character sheets. Let's start it off. New character, and let's name him Hugh McMedian. Now look at the next box, in Player's Journal. You will notice clicking on it brings a drop-down menu of your players. This character sheet is for your player. Click them, and it will be in their journal, where they can see and use it. Next, can be edited and controlled by. Players selected here can create or edit the character sheet themselves. They can also import it into their vault. We will go into that later. For now, the sheet. This time, let's use the Charactermancer. You will notice the Charactermancer currently only supports material available on the Open Game License, the SRD, and the Player's Handbook. The PHB material is only available if you or someone sharing it with you has bought the PHB from the marketplace. We have not. So we will create Hugh using just the SRD material. First race. Obviously, with a name like Hugh Mon, we should make him a tiefling. You will notice that the racial bonus is already added. Remember that when we do the ability scores. Choose an alignment and a subrace. And let's go to the next tab. Next is class. Let's make Hugh a fighter. And choose his skill proficiencies and class features. That done, abilities. Here, choose custom. And now put in the stats you rolled, or chose, or bought through point buy. Whatever. I'm making him average in every way, so 11's all around. Next up is background. And for the SRD, only Acolyte is available. So that makes things easy. And we will say with it is easy because custom means putting everything in manually. Choose your languages. Choose or roll your personality traits. Ideal, bond, and flaw. Okay, almost all the way through. Next up is equipment. You can choose starting wealth, or you can choose from class equipment. Either way, your background equipment is there already. Next is your spells. Now, if Hugh were a spellcaster, here would be where you choose your spells. He isn't, so moving on. Feats, well, aren't important at first level, so move on again. Bio is the place for all your boring information, like name, hair, eye, and skin color. Put that in. Now we have a chance to quickly review the information. If everything is okay, click Apply Changes, and you will see a character sheet with 3 sections for core, bio, and spells. All right, now here is something useful from the Charactermancer route. If you go to this gear section, that will open settings. There you'll find a section for Charactermancer options, including the option to level up your character. If you enter that, it starts with the option of how high to level your character. Next, you can manually enter hit points, roll them, or average them. And if you want to multi-class, you can do that too. The next tab is a review of your features earned from each class. After that, you can choose feats or ability score increases. Finish it, and like that, Hugh is level 20.